Welcome back. I am back with another video. Been a while, been a minute, been a while, but we are recapping the two games that we just saw today and a little bit about just the NBA playoffs as a whole. So today we had the Knicks and the Celtics as they played their game 4. The Knicks take a commanding 3-1 lead in the series as they beat the Celtics 121 to 113. A few major takeaways, and before I get to, the negatives and the unfortunate events that took place in the game, I do want to just start off with the New York Knicks and two players in particular, Karl Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. 3 actually. Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, and Brunson. And even OG. They're big 4. Yeah, let me give credit to the big 4. The Knicks took a hell of a swing in the offseason, signing OG to that money. Everybody said that they overpaid OG. Trading 5 first-rounders for Mikal Bridges. Everybody said they overpaid for Mikal Bridges. Jalen Brunson took a pay cut so they could pay, I want to say, a pay cut to pay OG. And for all of that to come to fruition, and they beat, well, it looks like they're on the cusp of beating the Boston Celtics, which they're the team that they basically put this team together to beat. Shout out to the New York Knicks. Shout out to being aggressive in the offseason. Shout out to taking a big swing and you essentially hitting a home run, because that's what it looks like they're about to do as they again are up 3-1 against the Celtics. Jalen Brunson had an amazing game today. Amazing game. 14 to 25, 4 of 8 from 3, 39 points, 12 assists to 1 turnover. He was absolutely outstanding today. Jalen Brunson is one of the best little guards I've ever seen in my life. And he's one of the best scoring point guards I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he has every kind of bump fade you can go to. His handle is tight. He can finish with floaters. He can finish at the rim. He's a great free throw shooter. He has the 3 ball off the dribble and off the catch. Got the mid. He has, Jalen Brunson is a hell of a player. And it's time that we start respecting. I personally, I think he's the 3rd best point guard in the league. Personally, I think outside of Shea and Luka, I think Jalen Brunson is the 3rd best. Yeah, 3rd best point guard in the league. Respect to him. Also, I want to give a major shout out to Cat. Cat was phenomenal today. Didn't hit a 3, but 11 of 15 from the field. He had 11 rebounds, had 3 offensive rebounds. He was good attacking mismatches. If they had a big on him, he drove to the basket aggressively and finished in the paint at the rim. He had a few possessions against a wing where he would just turn face, shoot over the top, and make it. Great game from him as far as just shot making. And then Mikal Bridges hit a ton of big shots in this game. A ton of big shots. When the Knicks were down, I want to say the Knicks were down 9 to 11 points for a good portion of this game. And Mikal would just come down. He would hit a 3. He would hit a little running fade away. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep him within distance, within striking distance. And the same thing OG did as well. OG hitting 4 out of 8 threes was big. It felt like all of his threes were timely and necessary for them to pull out the win. And again, shout out to the New York Knicks, because they're about to go to the Eastern Conference Finals up 3-1 against the Celtics. Hell of a season, hell of an off season, and it's paying off. And you just, I'm always happy when I see a team try to win and it works. I really am. I'm really happy for them that they were aggressive and it's about to pan out. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the times we look at teams when they make big moves and it doesn't work out, and then we want to call it a failure or whatnot. And to me, it's like, you going big or go home at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to compete and try to win or not? If you do, it takes what they did in the offseason. Get an OG. Maybe you slightly overpaid for him. Getting Mikal. Maybe you slightly overpaid for him. But if the Knicks mess around and go to the finals or win a championship, it's worth it. It's worth it. So shout out to the New York Knicks. Now to the Celtics. I think at this point, everybody kind of knows the news. I'll start with the game, though. Derek White came out blazing, having one of those regular big Derek White games, showing up when he's needed, playing phenomenal, shooting the ball at a crazy clip, 6 of 11 from 3. But the story of the day and the story of the game, man, Jayson Tatum, 16 of 28 from the field, 7 of 16 from 3, was playing out of his mind on the court. 42 points, 4 steals, 2 blocks, 4 assists, 8 rebounds. Just was having a hell of a game, and unfortunately went down with what appears to be an Achilles injury. And that's very unfortunate. JT's one of my favorite players in the league, and to see him go down with the injury that my favorite player of all time had, and his favorite player also, Kobe, is not something I wanted to see for him at all. Very disheartening. And not only ruins like the possibilities of this season, but everybody knows now that, Drew Holiday's probably not going to be there next year, and neither is Porzingis, who, by the way, has not been good in this playoff run. Porzingis has not played good basketball at any point in this playoff run. I know he's dealing with a respiratory problem or something like that. I don't know, but he hasn't been good in this run at all. So, they're getting off him. They're getting off Drew, and depending on what they turn that into, right? I mean, we have to wait and see. Brad Stevens has worked wonders and, worked his magic in that front office before, but different situation. I think you're dealing with lesser assets than maybe like a Marcus Smart was at that time with a Drew Holiday and a Porzingis. Drew Holiday, be it because he's an older player, and Porzingis because he's so injury prone and just never really consistently available. And then he's also not playing well. So I think he's kind of lowered his value to a good extent himself. So, and then on top of that, you're going to start the next year with no Jayson Tatum. So this injury just puts a lot into question, not only for the Celtics right now, but even going into next season. What do the Celtics look like? It is on the board that the Celtics aren't that good of a team next year. It's on the board, and that seems 48 hours ago that seemed crazy. 24 hours ago that seemed crazy that the Celtics wouldn't be right back contending for another championship next year. But it's like the league changes fast, man. The league changes fast. You think that your window is so wide open, and then boom, injury. Boom, another team puts together a phenomenal team. Boom, it's now contract time, and the people that you were paying $4 million to and had all of this room to get, good role players and add pieces to your team. Now it's up for him to get a real contract and get paid. And you can't, in the 2020s, you can't BS around about winning a championship. That's what I've learned, in my opinion. You don't have as much time as you think. OKC right now thinks they have all the time in the world to win a championship. You don't. And they should know that from their first iteration of young OKC, very talented team with Harden and KD and Russ and Ibaka and Jeff Green and all. You know what I'm saying? And even if they do keep all of their pieces, what happens if Giannis goes to San Antonio? You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't have as much time as you think. You really don't. You're in the Western Conference, number one. And number two, things change at a rapid pace in this league. But to get back to the Celtics, yeah, very unfortunate for them that Jayson Tatum is going down again with what appears to be torn Achilles. And now this guy right here, this JB guy that has a supermax and told us in the last presser that he gets in the paint better than everybody in the league. It's time for him to show up. Time for him to show up and show out. Also, there were people saying that the Celtics could win series without Jayson Tatum. Here you go. Jayson Tatum's team is so good that they can win without him. Here we are. Let's see it. Let's see if they can win a game. Let's see. All I know is Jaylen Brown better show up. Yeah, Jaylen Brown better show up. Now to the other game that we watched today, as Minnesota also takes a commanding 3-1 lead in their series. 117-110. They beat Golden State in game 4 in Golden State. And it's not really much to break down in this game. Like, Jimmy Butler took 9 shots. Jimmy Butler nowadays, like, if he can't grit and get to the free throw line, he's not going to score. Like, it's really that simple. He's not even aggressive, not even really looking to score. He can't shoot. Now he doesn't even really trust his, used to have a little mid-range game. Now he don't even really go to that. He took 9 shots in the game today where they're looking for him to be the best player. Draymond took more shots than him. Buddy Hield took more shots than him. B-Pods took more shots than him. Jonathan Kuminga took more shots. They're like, this inexcusable out of Jimmy Butler, what he did today. Not saying that, obviously they're down Steph, but this is why you bring a player like Jimmy Butler to your franchise, right? If something happens to your best player, you think, in theory, we have Jimmy Butler. We can maybe weather the storm a little bit. But not if he's going to shoot 9 shots. He scored 14 points today. He was a minus 30. He was the biggest minus on the team. Inexcusable. Jimmy Butler has to be a better basketball player for the Warriors. He has to be. Period, point blank. 9 shot attempts just will not cut. Draymond, he was 6 of 14. Draymond seems to, he's a first half player. He's going to start the game. He's going to hit a couple threes, maybe. The 2 threes he hit, I believe, were in the first half. But as the game goes on, that kind of dies down and he goes away. Another very disappointing player, B-Pod! you know what I'm saying? More on ball reps is what I was told not too long ago. That's all B Pods needed. B Pods is not that good, man. Offensively, he's not that. Young player, so years to get better, years to improve, but he's not that right now. So whatever hype there was around B Pods going into this year and this playoffs, not there yet. And his offensive game, him and Jimmy are damn near two peas in a pod. Two peas in a pod. No pun intended. That was nice. What? Off the dome like that? They both are going to drive into the lane, pump fake, and then pass out. Pump fake, hope they get you to jump, the griff, draw a foul, get to the free throw line, and if not, they're just going to swing the ball. They're doing the same thing out there. Two peas in a pod. Jonathan Kuminga also played very well, more so in the first half than the second. I like how he's conducted himself. I like that he's finally getting into a rhythm and showing that I think Jonathan Kuminga can play. I think he's a really good player. He's still just 22 years old. It's been a shame how Steve Kerr has handled him this year. It's been god-awful how Steve Kerr has handled Jonathan Kuminga this year. Playing with his minutes, playing with his psyche, putting him in the worst situation. Like, they were putting him in that Rocket series just out the blue, hadn't played in like 4 weeks, was out the rotation, and now you're putting me in a game 6 in a must-win. Like, what is this? So I don't know, man. I don't like how Steve Kerr has been handling Jonathan Kuminga this year. Even in the regular season, he had to put out like a letter to advocate for some playing time. Like, it's been crazy what all he's had to go through. Hopefully, I want the Warriors to go ahead and just move on from him. I want him to be able to go to another situation and thrive somewhere else, because I do think that he's a good player. Can he be a star on a franchise, like the cornerstone? No, I don't believe that. But I do believe Jonathan Kuminga is a damn good player. Great athlete, solid defensively against, some bigger wings, not necessarily the little quick guards, but some bigger wings he can hold up. Good rebounder for his position as well. I mean, he had 0 today, but he's typically a good rebounder, lob threat, dribble drive threat, can finish at the rim aggressively, hit 11 to 12 free throws today, which is not common for him. But yeah, hopefully he can find himself in a better situation to allow him to flourish and blossom as a player. I do want to touch on very quickly the other series. So tomorrow, OKC and Denver will face off. I want to talk about that series in particular because, my word, have the 2 MVP candidates been god-awful. The 2 MVP candidates have been god-awful. Shea last game, 8 of 19, 25 points. And this is one of his better games, in all honesty. 0 for 5 from 3. You got Nikola Jokic is 7 of 22 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. What do you have? 2 turnovers to 3 assists. I'm paying attention. I'm not going to say much right now, but we're paying attention. And for all you Nikola Jokic niggas, for all of you that have been giving me hell for the past 2-3 seasons, for all of you who swear he the best thing since sliced bread, for all of you that think Giannis isn't even close, you better play better. That's all I'm going to say right now. He better play better. I don't want to hear about OKC defense, because I was told that he was going to be better this series due to the fact that there's no Zubac on this team. Due to the fact that OKC can't match his physicality. That's what I was told prior to the series. And then after game 1, when was it game 1 where he had the 40 and 20 game? Yeah, they was talking real greasy then. Oh, they can't stop him. They can't do this. Okay, well, I've been looking at these last 3 games. But again, I'm not going to go too far into that. I'm going to wait till the series is over. But y'all man, he gotta show up. He gotta show up. That's all I'm gonna say right now, though. It's all I'm gonna say right now. This other series, the Pacers and Cavs, one thing about the Pacers, huge shout out to Rick Carlisle. What he's done with that team, very, very impressive. Like, very, very impressive. The pace that they play with, no matter who's on the court, the energy they play with, the intensity that is consistently there every game. And then shouts out to like the Neesmiths, the Nimrods, the Matherins, the Shepherds, the TJ McConnell. They pick up full court. One thing I've seen, Nimhard, excuse me, I'm so used to calling him Nimrod. I'm sorry. Shout out Nimrod. One thing I have very much peeped about the Pacers is, number 1, 8 times out of 10, they're going to get the other team to play their game. And number 2, how uncomfortable they just make their opposition. That's the thing about the Pacers, in my opinion. They play so consistently fast and then pick you up so early. They just make the game uncomfortable. And then when their offense is ticking and they're making shots, now you feel like they make your offensive possession stressful because you feel like you have to score because they get on these 2 to 4 minute spurts where it feels like they're not missing shots. So they're a great shot making team. They get you in rotation defensively over and over and over again. They're going to pick your ball handlers up full court. They're going to play with pace no matter who's on the court. If Halliburton not up on the court, TJ's going to bring the ball up with pace. Nembhard is going to bring the like they have. If then they can mismatch hunt you with Siakam and he can score in isolation. They can pick and pop you to death with Miles Turner. Like they're a really good team. The Pacers are a really good team, so they're going to be a tough out for the Knicks. That Knicks Pacers series is going to be a very fun series. But let's talk about Cleveland very quickly. Very disappointing conclusion to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Very disappointing. You're talking about a team that won, 68 games? 68? 69, 63, 63 games, 60 plus win team. And it looks like you're losing in the second round again. D. Mitch couldn't really buy a bucket in that first half and then didn't play in the second half due to some kind of injury. Darius Garland, his stat line kind of looks okay, but he kind of got going when the game was over with. Ty Jerome has lost like $80 million during this playoff run. Like, legit has lost money because he was finna get paid considering how well he played in that regular season. But this playoff run and in particular this series just a non-impactful player. Non-impactful. Max Strus has actually played well for the Cavs. I will say that. Max Strus has played well. Let's talk about Evan Mobley, the guy that's 3 for 7. And I guess, 50% on low volume threes that are wide open. Not the offensive player that people wanted to hype him up to be. He's not there yet. And in all actuality, I don't know if that'll ever be Evan Mobley's game, to be quite honest with you. I don't know if Evan Mobley will ever be a dump the ball off to him and he can create offense for either himself and or the team consistently. I don't know. I think that his value is going to come from him being one of the best defensive players in the league. As far as like his true value as an NBA player, yeah, I don't see it. They barely give him touches. I mean, fair. Even so, like, what do you think Evan Mobley number one option hoops looks like for a team? I don't picture great things, really. I really don't. I don't really picture great offense being played. AD, y'all gotta stop with this AD. Bro, Pelicans AD, 2018 AD, Evan Mobley never hitting those heights offensively, respectfully. Like, y'all gotta stop. Like, no. Jared Allen was 0 for 1. How many minutes did he play? 20 minutes? 2 rebounds, 0 for 1? Not good enough. Not good enough. And getting torched by Miles Turner as he went 4 for 4 from 3. The Pacers are a good team and they are very hard to guard. Yeah, that 5 out is showing Jared Allen's limitations, as far as guarding in space and on the perimeter. I can't believe how good the Pacers are. Like, the Pacers are really good, bro. To beat them, I think the remaining teams that can beat the Pacers, I'll throw in the Knicks, but I'm saying like definitively because I think that series and we'll talk about that when we get there. But that Pacer Knicks series is a toss up for me right now. I don't know what team I want to pick. Only team I got definitively will beat the Pacers remaining in the playoffs is OKC. Everybody else, toss up because I think you have to have so much defensive versatility to play them. There's a reason why Indiana. I believe they went 3-1 against the Cavs in the regular season because the Cavs want to play with that double big lineup. And if Miles Turner is going to shoot the ball how he's been shooting the ball in this playoff run, you just can't. And then if you switch, Halliburton, that's the one time Halliburton now can self-create if you switch bigs on. So that Halliburton, Miles Turner pick and roll game, it just presents a lot of problems for teams that want to play with 2 bigs on the court. So that'll be tough and interesting. So, for example, like the Knicks, can the Knicks run that Mitchell Robinson cat lineup that they've been running against Boston? Now, theoretically, you would think that they can't run it against Boston either because Boston is also a 5-out offense. But they've been holding up well for the most part, and they've been taking advantage of the size and killing on the glass between Mitchell Robinson and Cat. Mitchell Robinson more so the offensive glass. So that'll be interesting to see. Can Indiana play one of their bigs off the court? But again, very sad and down that we had to see an injury like that happen to Jayson Tatum. Wishing nothing but, a quick recovery and prayers to him. However, the Knicks They deserve credit for their win tonight, because even with Tatum on the floor, they were beating the Celtics, and they're going to deserve credit when they win this series. Boston got to play a many of hampered team last year in the playoffs on their road to a championship, and that's just part of the playoffs. Unfortunately, sports have injuries. They're sporadic. They're out of nowhere. They're untimely. But it kind of just is what it is. The cookie crumbled for Boston this way this time. But they had the benefit of injury luck last year. You know, it's a lot of luck that goes into these playoff runs and winning a championship. But yeah, man, I will be doing another video at the conclusion of all of these 3-1 series. And of course, the Denver Nugget OKC series as well. That's when I can more thoroughly go into maybe some next round matchups, and just we'll have some more conclusion to some teams and some players that we definitely will have to talk about if they continue to play the way they've been playing. Again, make sure you check the link in the description. That's where you can follow me on Twitter, TikTok, join my playback room. Make sure you subscribe, share the video, like the video, and leave a comment. And until next time, it's been real.